Hello everyone, my name is Junwei Zhu. Today I will present my design degree project for the DSGN 4020 Studio 5. This presentation will last about 10 minutes, during which I will introduce the research I did for this project and share some of the challenges I encountered in this research process. This project focuses on preparing for the Studio 6 graduation project. Our task is to choose a topic of interest from the UN's 17 Sustainable Development Goals and use the time in Studio 5 to prepare as background research for our design in next year's Studio 6. For this project, I have identified the theme by conducting surveys, seeking expert help, and asking organizations for information. At the beginning of the project, I learned about the 17 different UN goals. These goals were decided by a vote of the United Nations member states in 2015 and aim to achieve a global action plan for sustainable development by 2030. They include goals such as improving health and education, reducing inequality, etc., or to ensure the well-being of our planet and future generations. At first, I was interested in Goal 2, Goal 6, and Goal 15. I chose these three goals mainly based on personal interest as well as my previous experience teaching in underdeveloped area in China. After doing more research, I began to focus more specific on Goal 15, Life on Land. My particular concern was the reduction in biodiversity and its impacts on ecological change. This change is slow and not easily noticeable, but its impacts on our nature environment and ecosystem is profound and often irreversible. The reduction in biodiversity affects the well-being of human societies. After designing my focus, I began preparing to create an infographic. To dig deeper into the issue of biodiversity loss, I divide my research into three main parts, with Nova Scotia, Canada, and globally. I focus on collecting data and analyzing reports about the decrease in species diversity to better understand the problem. In this process, I look through some reports and studies and select 10 points that I consider most important and insightful. These points cover various aspects of biodiversity decline from local to global levels. After completing my research, I began creating early sketches to visualize my idea. They include a map-based design, an illustrative design, and a design using a composition of real animals to form a map of Canada. I decided to use a map-based format for my infographic. I choose to focus on Nova Scotia for several reasons. Living on Nova Scotia has given me a first-hand experience of the region's biodiversity and the impacts of climate change. Nova Scotia also boasts a rich diversity of species and unique geographic features. In my infographic, I use data visualization technique to present the specific situation of biodiversity reduction in Nova Scotia. After completing the initial version of the infographic, I make some significant change in its future development. I added more information, including various animal habits and the reason for their population decline. However, due to size limitations, the information was too busy and lacked hierarchy, making the chart difficult to read and understand. To address this issue, I made further changes. I redesigned some key elements in this chart, such as pie charts and those diagrams, adopting a clear visual style. Additionally, to make the information more organized, I changed my layout of the chart from horizontal to vertical. This decision improved the legibility of the chart. After finishing the infographic, I identified three main themes to explore the problem of biodiversity loss. First, environmental inactivism. Second, biodiversity loss due to urban development. Third, biodiversity loss due to climate change. After consideration, I decided to focus on the first direction. I chose this topic because of the educational value. By raising the environmental awareness and knowledge of this group, we can directly influence their behavior and potentially change the entire society attitude and actions towards environmental protection. Moreover, I believe there's a room for exploration in educational level. In contrast, biodiversity loss due to urban development and climate change often involves more policy and planning level changes. In this area, space for design is limited. Therefore, I decided to focus on my project on increasing public attention to environmental protections. In my initial problem statement, I identified the key demographic to focus on: environmental inactivism. Within this group, some people delight the change of the environment, while others do not know how to help or change the situation. After I identified the problem, I did a survey with experts in the field. The survey result shows the existence of two types of individuals: environmental extremism and environmental inactivism. The part of the reason behind them is due to media hype. In environmental extremism, they might take a radical method to achieve their goals, while those who are active environmentally might avoid the issue due to information overload. Of course, there have people willing to protect but don't know how. My design goal is to target this group and encourage more to become environmental advocates. I want to inspire and motivate them to keep steps through my design work while relieving their concerns about potential lifestyle changes due to environmental actions. So through this design, I hope to encourage more people to recognize that even small changes can have a positive impact. I would also like to help our next generation building correct environmental protection knowledge. I also interviewed 14 non-expert individuals, including 7 men and 7 women. The result of the surveys shows some gender difference. Compared to men, women seems more willing to make change for environmental protections. For instance, they like to buy second-hand stuffs, taking eco-friendly actions in their daily life as much as possible. On the other hand, male respondents generally shows less concern for this topic. An article I found suggests that this phenomenon might be related to societal ideologies. The article classifies environmental production as a feminine issue, pointing out the gender stereotypes present in social culture. Many men might believe that showing concern for the environment could damage their masculine. This means could hinder some men from participating in environmental actions. In this process of creating a stakeholder map, I researched various organizations and complaints relevant to my project, starting globally and then narrowing down to Canada with a focus on Nova Scotia, to interview them when I need more insights next semester. I particularly focus on key local organizations like Ecological Action Center and Think Well Shift. Additionally, I reach out to the Environmental Education Association based in Vancouver. These organizations express interest in my project and answer my questionnaires, providing valuable insights for my work. Besides consulting with the organization, I also seek help for individual experts to gain deeper professional insights. Through an introduction by Han, a former member of the EA, I contact several key experts. Starting with Chang from Think Well Shift Green School Nova Scotia project, Chang shares strategies for promoting environmental awareness in education. Then I spoke with Karen from the Ecological Action Center, gaining insights into Nova Scotia biodiversity loss. Lastly, I consult professional Rajesh from Dalhousie University Biology Department, who provides academic knowledge on biodiversity science. This experts add deep and diverse perspective to my project. In addition to the individual expert mentioned, I also contact those company and organization. After seeking help from organization and individual experts, I searched news and scientific news worldwide with Canada and Nova Scotia. One content I noticed was a news about Halifax Discovery Center because they inspire me the possibility for educating children and adults at the same time. During my visit to the Discovery Center, I observed many parent-child actives that were not only engaged for children but also involve adults in a shared learning experience. The second content I noticed was a new article proposing individual actions that can be taken to help prevent the loss of biodiversity. This information provides particularly guidelines for how individuals can participate in environmental protection. The third example I focus on a new from the UK, where they add human face filters to an image of threatened bird species. I found this to be an excellent example because it not only increases the public visibility of endangered animals, but also motivate people to protect this animal by sparking interest and increase remembering. The last new finding was from a study in Italy, where scientists suggest turning endangered species into emojis, since people often have a strong impressions of emojis. This method could effectively increase wildlife exposure and potentially making it a popular trend. This provides a unique angle for my project, using elements of popular culture to raise awareness and participate in environmental protection. In my project, I also did a design mapping as inspiration. I categorized the design work into 4 categories: discursive design, UI UX design, graphic design, and product design. I draw inspiration from these design categories and hope to apply them in my own design next year. In my design mapping, I discovered some designs. One project involved a team that spent a year collecting wastewater from various locations in Taiwan, then transformed it into popsicle-like forms, designing unique packaging for each to represent the source of the blue water. Although this project is different than my choice, but I still think it is powerful. The power of this design is it's designed to make the viewer think. I also focus on a poster created for WWF. The design of this poster used different font size and color to highlight the topic, as the viewer easily gets the points of this poster. The image of the rhino in the poster is composed of various industrial products. This design approach is not only creative but also meaningful. It conveys a strong message to the audience. Our industrial activities cause loss of the biodiversity. The iElectronics app is an example of excellent UI UX design that I focus on. This app provides an interactive platform where users can document wildlife they observe in nature by uploading photos, while also communicating with experts. This design reduces the time spending on sampling and increasing opportunity for the public to participate in nature research. The last one is a helmet made of fungi and other organic materials. While wearing it, fungi grow with the consumers and eventually fits the shape of the wearer's hat. And fungi also give the consumer protections, a helmet that can be worn forever. In my other research, I have paid attention to how to encourage people to change their behavior. In this TED Talk, he presents effective strategies for overcoming these barriers and encouraging positive actions. From this talk, I learned that to encourage people to change their behavior, we need to use more attractive methods. For example, replacing negative message with positive ones. These insights have been an important guide for my program. John, an environmental advocate wearing his blue clothing, he contrasts with a character in red with a radical environmental group. On this Saturday, John is at home, casually watching TV. Stay tuned for the next part of my storyboard to see how the story unfolds. In conclusion, my design degree project title is Educating Nova Scotia Children on Proper Environmental Awareness. It's designed to make environmental education both engaging and fun for children, giving them a solid foundation of environmental awareness. It also aims to guide individuals and families who are concerned about biodiversity loss and environmental issues but don't know how to start, by making it easier for them to adopt eco-friendly lifestyle habits. The project additionally seeks to motivate more men to participate in environmental conservation efforts. To enhance my design, I plan to collaborate with organizations like Green School Nova Scotia and Halifax Discovery Center for insight on child education and research successful design example online. This multifaceted approach is focused on altering behavior patterns and encouraging eco-friendly lifestyle from an early age. That's all. Thank you, guys.